Hello everybody, welcome back to Madavels and welcome back to Rustage Day. Happy Rustage Day and happy the last day of Overflow, the album. We started this journey like in the beginning and now we're at the end of it, and then we just get to go back and kind of watch his older stuff and his older battles, his older ciphers and all that stuff. And I'm kind of excited to just see the entire journey, you know? I really enjoyed this album so far. I'm kind of excited to see what this last one's gonna be about. We got Lulurina on here. That's kind of cool. Otherwise, I guess if there's a Rustage song you want to watch me react to when he's not releasing new content, leave in the comments below, because we can say that now, and then we can start taking recommendations for his older stuff. Anyway, let's get into it. Did you think I forgot? Did you think I forgot to tell you what happens on Rustage Day? Guess what? Everything. Everything good can happen today on Rustage Day. It is the grand finale of this album. We had a great experience. We got permission to use his song in our outros from now on, so I'm super excited about that. Please go check them out. It's been every video this past week. I've been throwing that in there. I'll probably make some tweaks to it as we move, but I kind of want to just let it sit there for a little bit and get everybody's opinions and jazz and all that stuff, because I think it fits perfectly. I love the vibe of it. Anyway, pineapple juice.
Stay sweet like pineapples. Boy, I'm so excitable. Sun up on my face as I'm riding by on my bicycle. Feels so right like triangles, cause any path is viable. I don't need to be the best as long as I stay likable.
Cute. I like that. I like that a lot, actually, because like that's something I'm coming to terms with myself as a content creator, with myself like getting put in the industry, as well as like I don't need to be like the biggest person. I just want people to enjoy the content. I think that's kind of where the vibe comes with that kind of line, you know? And I also love these. Also, the vibe of this one right off the bat, it's very similar to the last one, where it's a kind of like again, it's kind of more like, I don't know, for some reason I want to say ambience and ambionic, or whatever the term I want to pick is. I'm making up words at this point, but it's just like it feels like you're just out in the world, you know, and you're just kind of like you're just being optimistic, and you're just kind of putting yourself out there, and I love it.
Keep on drinking every day, I ain't gonna waste away. I'd be down in carton after carton till I'm A-okay. Feel the heart pounding to the rhythm of the 808. Life is an adventure and it's never gonna stay the same. Even though we make mistakes, we keep our heads up high. There's nothing better than having fun and just living life. And
That's
even
right.
when we close our eyes, we know we'll be alright. And nothing's stopping us, so raise a glass for me tonight.
Cute, dude. All right. I think you guys called it. I think you guys knew that I was gonna love this song too. I think it's so cute. Here, I wanted to say something about a line, but I have to wait to hear it again.
The heart pounding to the rhythm of the 808. Life is an adventure and it's never gonna stay the same. Even though we make mistakes, we keep our heads up high.
That's right. All right. Even though we make mistakes, so this is the one thing that like I feel like I learned after like a very stressful 20s, is that like things are just, they're gonna go south. They're gonna go poorly sometimes. Sometimes it's completely out of control, and sometimes you're the main reason it happens. And either way, whichever one it is, it's completely okay. You just got to keep moving forward, because there's no sense of dwelling over the past or over like past accidents. As long as you learn and you become a better person out of it, that's all that matters. And you just continue to put those positive vibes out there. And I love this. This is perfect.
There's nothing better than having fun and just living life. And even when we close our eyes, we know we'll be alright. And nothing's stopping us, so raise a glass for me tonight.
I be chilling by the poolside. I be fresher than a slice of ripened fruit. I be riding on that cool vibe. I can keep on going if I'm sipping on that pineapple juice. I be riding by the poolside. I be fresher than a slice of ripened fruit. I be riding on that cool vibe.
Is this him singing? It doesn't really, it sounds like a different kind of dialect.
I can keep on going if I'm sipping on that pineapple juice.
You heard me.
Before he goes into it, I think if I had a song like this, it would just be called Chocolate Milk at this point. I guess it could be Lulurina. It doesn't sound like Lulurina at first.
No scurvy, I ride on the wave and stay thirsty. But I keep on feeling myself with a feeling in love with the pineapples, acting like Percy. Waking up early, about to start my journey. We are all just working until we can feel we're worthy. Eyes on me, call me in your time of need. We can help each other, there's no need for petty rivalries. Keep overcoming anxieties, sharing our knowledge like libraries.
That's something I want to talk about too. Like he has so many good lines. I'm adding this to my Spotify for sure. This is a beautiful song, dude. If the entire album was like this, I think I would buy every single copy left. Pretty much. I love the positive vibe. I know like he put like everything he's been through in this, and like I totally get that. But like I like this in the last song is like my entire vibe. It is exactly what I strive to be and what I kind of preach and all that stuff. It's just
feel we're worthy. Eyes on me, call me in your time of need. We can help each other, there's no need for petty rivalry.
There's no need for petty rivalry, right? So that's the thing is like a lot of these, like when you put yourself out there, especially on like YouTube or Twitch, I mean, it's gonna be in every industry at this point, but like you don't need to like fight other people or compete like in that kind of sense. Like you can be competitive, but you don't need to be like aggressive. You don't need to be negative towards other people. Like you could still help each other out and still be like, hey, me and you did that thing a while ago and that was really good, but now I want to do something even better than that. And you could just like, you can make it into a more positive outlook and stuff like that. So like it never needs to be a negative thing. It can always be some kind of turn, like there can always be silver lining. It can always be positive. That's just the vibe I'm going.
Keep overcoming anxieties, sharing our knowledge like libraries. Do what you want and that's fine by me. I'll be the man I strive to be. Life is just a game, keep on grinding for the unlocks. House is like a pineapple, how I'm chilling like SpongeBob. Rising like a phoenix, like Marco when I am on top. I'm a puppet lid of the curtain like it's a gunshot.
I be chilling by the poolside. I be fresher than a slice of ripened fruit. I be riding on that cool vibe. I can keep on going if I'm sipping on that pineapple juice. I be riding by the poolside. I be
Oh, is that Lulu Reen in the back? Oh, is that what that is?
fresher than a slice of ripened fruit. I be riding on that cool vibe. I can keep on going if I'm sipping on that pineapple juice.
I've been sipping on that pineapple juice, so keep it mellow. We've been acting like there's nothing to lose. A simple hello's all that's needed, and you're part of the crew. So time to start it anew. We down a carton like the last thing we do.
I be chilling by the poolside. I be fresher than a slice of ripened
I mean, it's a vibe. It's a vibe. Pineapple juice by the pool. Beautiful. Maybe just a little bit of like coconut rum in there, but like that's the vibe, dude.
fruit. I be riding on that cool vibe. I can keep on going if I'm sipping on that pineapple juice. I be riding by the poolside. I be fresher than a slice of ripened fruit. I be riding on that cool vibe. I can keep on going if I'm sipping on that pineapple juice. I be riding by the poolside. I be fresher than a slice of ripened.
I usually complain about like too many choruses, but I think this is the circumstance where like it's completely fine and it's the entire vibe because like one, it doesn't feel like a break. It feels like it's continuous, if that makes sense. I never know the terminology or the actual scientific like structure of music or whatever it may be, but like for some reason sometimes choruses they feel like a stop and they feel like almost like an intermission between the verses, I guess it would be. But in this circumstance, like I feel like this is almost like a perfectly constructed song, if that makes sense. You know, like it's just like I think the verses all like I think he just nails every single verse in this and in general, but like especially in this song, I love every single line he's kind of spewing here. But like it just kind of guides nicely. You know, it all is like one smooth motion, and I feel like there was never like a second where I like stopped and like, okay, now we're in the chorus. I'm like, oh, it's just vibing the entire time. Excellent job, dude.
I be riding on that cool vibe. I can keep on going if I'm sipping on that pineapple juice.
Beautiful song, dude. I will just say, I usually leave. I'm never gonna go full screen at this point. I'm always gonna tell my stuff here. That's what I'm trying to say. Anyway, like I just want to say at the end of this album, I think he's created something extraordinary. I think like when you set like, of course, like he's in the industry and stuff like that, but like when you like set your goals to like do something or make something, and like especially to this like professional like. I don't know. It's everything's like really well made is what I'm trying to say. It's well produced and all that stuff. Like I think he should just be proud of himself in general. I hope he is. I hope he didn't judge himself too much on this because I know how it can be for content creators, especially based on his other songs where you're like your worst enemy. I hope he sees this because like this. I hope he sees the actual album as a very positive thing. I hope he was proud of himself, and I think this is just a beautiful experience. I really enjoyed it. I usually don't enjoy like a lot of albums start to finish. It was definitely a ride at some points of this, of course, rightfully so with some of the things he was talking about, but like ending on a nice high note and stuff like that, and like just having a lot of positive, like I think at least half the songs had some kind of like very important and positive message to it, you know. And I think that with like the entire vibe of it, like you start off nice, and then there's a little bit of rockiness, and then you're like gliding. So like you go through the feelings together, but at the end of the day, he'll like put you back into like a very nice and positive spot. And I think that was the entire feel of my thing. I got to start off. I'm like, okay, this is what he's like. Oh, this is what he's been through. Oh, this is nice. This is his like whole like mantra kind of thing. And I really enjoyed it. I think he did a beautiful job. I'm excited to see if he's going to release another album, how that's going to be, how that's going to feel, especially after all this experience. And just in general, I was not expecting to like this album as much as I did. When I first started this album, we were just like, I think we were just making the channel. Well, I mean, we just started reacting to his, to just nerdcore in general. So this is kind of like it's like a little chapter almost of like closing something out. It's just, I know it's a little bit of a rant here, but like, we started this a while ago, and we've come a decent way from like when we first started. It's just, it's been crazy, you know? And at first I'm like, oh, it's YouTubers making music. Like how is this going to be different how is this, like, what's the dealio? And then after you kind of experience it and you're like, you figure out like what kind of person he is and like what kind of content he likes to make and who he likes to see himself as and all this jazz. It's just like, it's a nice experience. And I'm glad I went to it with low expectations and came out. I'm like, beautiful job all around. I absolutely love this album. I thought it was a great experience. Thank you so much for making it. I think just keep doing what you love. Keep being nice and positive to everybody and just putting yourself out there because that's all that matters. Anyway, let's wrap this up in a full screen. As always, we like to keep this a little bit short, but I just wanted to say, everybody, thank you so much for your support. Rustage, thank you for your content, and thank you for starting off us on the nerdcore adventure. And it's kind of just expanded us into everything else, you know? Like, we might have started with nerdcore, but we're kind of dipping into other things and just kind of bringing the love that people love to kind of experience and share with other people all to one place. And I think that's kind of the vibe I want for the channel and for the whole vibe here, because I just love learning about things that people love and what people like want to share with everybody else in the world and just that kind of stuff. So everybody, thank you for joining me on this journey. Rustage, thank you for your beautiful work and for your content and your dedication and your inspiration. It's all meaningful and it all goes to a really cool place. Everybody, if you want to support me as a content creator, don't be afraid to subscribe to Madables for more reaction.